Good morning, everybody on Rumble, Twitch, and YouTube. This is On a Wing and Prayer with Deb65 on Patriots Soapbox. My show times are Thursday mornings 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Eastern, and Saturday evenings from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern. So please adjust for your um, time zone. And I want to apologize for those on Rumble, as I was telling people, well, just now I was sitting there saying that I haven't done my Bible study. I just haven't had a chance to do my Bible study in a while. Um, Between football and getting used to um, having different hours at work for a week and everything, and getting used to getting ready to move. Oh my gosh. What It's funny what uh, uh, Chris was saying a while ago about uh, you know how you want to clean house. I've been like that for like the last 3 years, wanting to clean house, and every time I think I'm going to be able to do it, I procrastinate. I'm a procrastinator, for those who don't know me. So, oh, rock and roll. We're 10 years different, so. All right, so I do want to start, as always. I like to start if I know of any veterans. So if anybody out there knows of any unaccompanied veterans or anything, I do like to start with that. So we have in Texas, we have an unaccompanied veteran burial that is due on November the 12th. They mean it. One Mr. Jeffrey Wayne Jones with the United States Army. He will be interred at the Central Texas State Veterans Cemetery at 11463 Fort Hood Street in Killeen, Texas. So if you know of anybody who is in Killeen, in the Killeen area, um, you if you want to, we do not leave a man behind. And whatever you believe about military, our military personnel, a lot of them they go in with the intent of defending the United States. And I really think it's important that we honor them. So, yep, or, yep, Procrastinators Anonymous Creed, I'll get around to it tomorrow or next year or 5 years from now or 10 years from now, eventually. But anyway, again, we have an unaccompanied veteran burial, Mr. Jeffrey Wayne Jones, United States Army, Wednesday morning, November the 12th, 2025, 11 a.m. sharp. I always like to, I tell you guys, I've been to the couple of them, and it's just, I don't know, everyone's different, but Central Texas State Veterans Cemetery, 11463 Fort Hood Street, Killeen, Texas, 76542. And I am going to give y'all fair notice right now, because I keep thinking right now, um, it's hard to believe. I got this memory on Facebook today about my grandson. It was a year ago. My grandson's team, they won the semifinals, and so they were on the road to go into the finals of their football game. And of course, on the 9th of November, So this weekend it will mark a year that they went to the finals. Here's some interesting things. The mountain fires started this week. Today is the anniversary of the mountain fire that started right before Malibu and anyway, before Malibu and Pepperdine and the Palisades. So this was one of three fires, but this is also we're coming up on the anniversary of my brother-in-law's death, and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but you know how sometimes grief will sneak up on you. I mean, I know he was my brother-in-law. You know, he was married to my sister for 37 years, and you know it. I wouldn't say we were close, but as a family, he was one of the few. He's one of the few of my immediate family that I have left. You know, outside my niece and nephew and my niece's family and my nephew. My nephew just got engaged, and my sister and my have a lot of immediate family left over. So it's kind of it's going to be a interesting week on how things go. Anyway, so so I always like to start if I know about a unaccompanied veteran. I like to give a shout out to that. If you ever know, you know, just shoot me an email. Let me know if you know somebody, and I'll be happy to uh, put it out there. And since there's so where should we go this morning? Let me see where I'm gonna go with all this morning. I'm not getting. Oh, by the way, and if you are following on either Rumble or YouTube, I've been thinking about maybe opening up maybe doing Spotify. I don't know. And I keep thinking about something. Okay. I don't know if I really want to go with that. I don't know if I mean, we talked about Dick Cheney, so do we really want to? I don't think we're going to talk about Dick Cheney tonight. I mean, it's interesting the fact that um, you know, sometimes the timing of some of these people, interesting. See, where should we go? Where should we go? Um, I don't have a whole lot on there because I. So we want to talk about the Prop 50 lawsuit. So, I mean, I know I talked about it. Oh yeah, because of the absurdity of some of the comments about that lawsuit. It's just I do want to go there. let me. I may have. Looks like I'm. I thought I fixed that issue with the whole Rumble thing. Uh oh. Well, pooey. Apparently, Rumble's not lit. Okay. Well, oh, let me look at something. Last time that happened. Okay, I'm gonna try it one more time. If it doesn't work, then we'll just go on. Okay, you're not going to be able to see what I'm sharing on. Party is asking a federal court to stop California's new congressional maps from taking effect. I mean, come on, they already had these maps already drawn up. I mean, that's to me it was pretty obvious from the time that Newsom said he was going to do this whole Prop 50 thing. He was putting it on the ballot, and we were going to uh, uh, vote on it for this election cycle. So the party and their attorney sued California Secretary of State Shirley Weber and Governor Gavin Newsom a day after voters approved the Democratic drawn map in a measure known as Proposition 50. The maps are in effect for the next three elections. Republicans argue that the new maps violate the Voting Rights Act by favoring Latino and Hispanic voters. Proposition 50 tossed the state's U.S. district maps drawn by the state's citizen led independent redistricting commission and replaced it with new maps that were quickly drawn by Democrats and their consultants. The maps attempt to remove up to five Republicans from California's representation in Congress. Mike Colombo, an attorney who filed the lawsuit, pointed to various statements made by drawer Paul Mitchell and Democratic legislative leaders in California who said the maps give Latinos more voting power. I think that should have been than other groups. The party Wednesday filed U.S. District Court for the Central District of California. At a Wednesday news conference, Assembly member David Tangipa, Tangipa, I don't know, attorneys with the Dillon Law Group and California GOP chairwoman Corinne Rankin formally announced the lawsuit. They are specifically asking for a temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction to prevent Proposition 50's map from going into effect. The group predicts the battle against the new maps will be a weeks long process, also anticipating the losing party to file an appeal with the U.S. Supreme Court. They're hoping the courts will decide fairly quickly within the next 6 weeks so that Republican candidates can plan for the 2026 election. Tangipa, a Polynesian elected official, called California's diversity beautiful and argued the passage of Prop 50 will diminish the voices of other groups. So he's not even what you would call Anglo, right? I'm appalled by what has happened, Tangipa said. The whole process was a sham. The Dillon Law Group, which is spearheading the litigation on behalf of the California GOP, stated that there is a multi part process that must be fulfilled before redrawing districts, citing the 1986 Supreme Court case Thornburg versus Gingles. The case established a three-pronged test, citing the Voting Rights Act of 1965 that requires proof of voter dilution of minority groups when redistricting. McGeorge School of Law professor Chris McKelly joined excuse me joined KCRA 3 on Wednesday to explain how that case related to the lawsuit. Essentially, what their argument is that by favoring Latino-based districts, well, what they're doing is they're actually favoring the illegals. It's not so much about Latinos or people from Mexico, but illegals. That is discriminatory and violates this federal Voting Rights Act. They also claim that it violates the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, which provides equal protections, McKaylee said. The governor and Democrats will challenge that. As for a comment on the lawsuit, a spokesperson for Newsom's office says it hadn't reviewed it yet, but it said in part, "Good luck, losers." Well, you guys, you know for a fact that if it was on the other foot, if this was driven by GOP, that Newsom and all of his henchmen would be running to the hills to file a lawsuit. And then this Ashley Zavala statement from Gavin Newsom. Good luck, losers. We haven't reviewed. So Dillon Law Group claims that the California legislature never received an analysis proving racism in the current districts. Attorneys under the firm pointed to comments made by the drawers of the new maps that stated the changes will increase power of Latino voters. Well, remember how many counties when if you look, I don't have the comparison map from the 2020 to 2024, but how many of those counties from California went from blue to red in 4 years? They're trying to, besides the cheating, they're trying to reverse that. Republicans have tried a few times to get courts to intervene. In state court, they were unsuccessful. In August, California's highest court rejected an emergency petition by the state GOP and Dillon Law Group to block Tuesday's election altogether. I have something on that. The November 4th special election also drew the ire of President Donald, at least they got President Donald Trump on this, and his administration, who hinted that an executive order is coming regarding California's mail-in ballot system, alleging that voter fraud impacted the election. I don't see how anybody in the right mind could not see that there's voter fraud in some of these states, all because of mail-in ballots. Oh, you're supposed to go in and sign something, but you don't show ID. One of the trolls that I was talking about with uh, Chris a while ago is I haven't noticed that person around in a few weeks. I mean, they might pop up every once in a while, so I think that the money is starting to dry up on some of these things, or some of the trolls. State leaders, including Newsom, reject the claim. Dillon Law Group was founded by President Trump's Assistant Attorney General for the Civil Rights Division, Harmeet Dillon. While her firm is involved, it was not clear Tuesday if the Trump administration would formally join this lawsuit. Democrat Democratic Representative Ami Bera and Republican Representative Kevin Kiley both told KCRA3 they didn't think the lawsuit would have a major impact on the state's new maps. Prop 50's proponents said the measure was a direct response. I mean, give me a break. Just because one state does it, that means, oh, yeah, I mean, that's all the advertisement. I mean, oh my gosh, they even had Barack Obama getting in there. And you know what his message was? We've got to fight the Republicans. We've got to undo the Republicans. He really didn't talk about President Trump. It was stick it to the Republicans. That's what it was about. Which let's see, which withdrew its congressional lines to favor five more Republican seats at the request of the president. Was it at the request of the president, or is this a lie, lie, lie? Trump's urging for more federal GOP lawmakers came ahead of the midterm elections, which is usually when the president's political party may lose seats because of diverse dissatisfied voters, possibly even losing decisive majority power. Yeah, that's the reason why the Democratic Party has been losing voters, and registered voters are be going to the Republican Party. It's interesting. You don't hear them talking about going to the libertarian or the independents. But my concern about the Democrat Democrat voters, are they really changing their ideas? Or is it just that because they know that the Democratic Party is doomed, or they're losing their minds? Um, is it that they're I mean, or are they going to bring their do they really have they really changed their mind about abortion? Have they really changed their mind about men and women's locker rooms? Have they really changed their mind? That's kind of my concern about when you hear about the uh, more registered Republican voters. uh, California's Prop 50 election was one of multiple elections across the country after a resounding defeat for Democrats in the 2024 election. The Democratic Party saw multiple wins on November 4. No, not really, because I think the only real one was, even then, if without the cheating, was there was only like one where it flipped from Republican to Democrat. I don't remember. It wasn't Virginia. It was at Virginia. But you had New Jersey. But the thing is you know, without them cheating, they didn't win, and they were already blue states. So is it really a surprise that these people, who isn't surprised about it? Those include the New York City mayor race, where the NBC projected. And this is another thing. When do projections become reality? You had you had polls. I mean, the polls had not even been closed 30 minutes, and they were already quote unquote projecting the winner. New York, even California, they were projecting even before the polls closed. So, at what point do we? I mean, in my opinion, the news cycle should not even be saying until the very next morning. They should not even be saying that there's a winner yet. There should not be saying there's a winner until the Secretary of State does the counting, they do the counts, and then they announce it. It should not be up to the media to tell us who wins. And I'm talking about the presidential election too. It shouldn't be up to the media to tell people who has won with it. Before the poll. I mean, really before the polls close. That's idiotic. That's frustrating. It's idiotic. It's just plain stupid. So NBC projected Democratic Zoran Mandami defeated Independent Andrew Cuomo and Republican Curtis Silva. In New Jersey, Democrat Mike Sherrill was projected to win the race to become the state's next governor, defeating Trump-backed Republican nominee Jack Ciattarelli. In fact, I think this is the race that I think was it Ben Davis on War Room talked about, and how this guy was not a good candidate in the first place. But I mean, they picked a really weak Republican candidate. They needed a better candidate in New Jersey. Um, Virginia's gubernatorial race concluded with former U.S. Representative and Democratic candidate Abigail Spanberger projected to defeat Republican Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl Sears. Regardless of how this race turned out, history was set to be made with Virginians electing the first ever female governor, and they was it the lieutenant governor they elected another communist. Hmm. All right, so I am going to take that down. All right, so I'm going to take that down. I have okay. Let me see. Let me see. I had it. I'm pretty sure I had it. Prop 50 hearing. Oh no! Did I? Oh, I just deleted the third. Uh, okay, this is it. No, hold on. No, this isn't the one I'm thinking of. I thought I put it in my show notes. I did. I just deleted it. Bummer. That was yesterday. Oh man, I just deleted it. I deleted the wrong thing, and I wish there was a way I could. I wish there was a way I could get it back. But the thing is they were talking about how they had sued to get the. I guess they. Uh, I, I guess the GOP had already sued the the oh, which the district court and that the Prop 50 should never have been on a ballot issue in the first place. But the court, the judge, wouldn't hear the argument. They actually set the argument the day after or the day of the election, and then they delayed it. So you know basically they stonewalled, and they wouldn't hear the argument. So of course we had to go through, because the activist judges, right? um I thought about playing the oral arguments on the tariffs. I don't know. I'm not sure how much time we have. We got it. We got it like another hour. Um, and if you were around Saturday morning or Saturday evening, so I got more on those information on the two people who. Let me see. Here we go. I got more information on the two people that were arrested last week. Uh, and yeah, on the 31st. They were part of the people who. See if I can get that. Hopefully, let me see. Okay, for some reason. Okay, so that. So these two people were they were part of the, at the Glasshouse Farms, the pot farm in Camarillo. And, and they Rumble or Twitch. Hope you are having a good morning. And so this is actually comes from Homeland Security. So they have their home, but they arrested one person, and then the sister actually turned herself in. So this is from October 31st. This is from Homeland Security. Law enforcement attacked as they arrested two rioters charged for assaulting DHS law enforcement officers at California pot facility. So while executing the warrants, another violent rioter and four illegal aliens were also arrested. So on Wednesday, a violent crowd in Oxnard, California, attacked Homeland Security investigations and other federal law enforcement officers as they were conducting arrests of individuals who had previously assaulted federal officers and threw rocks at federal officers, which could have been deadly during an marijuana facility in July. And I am, I keep talking about it. I really want to go in and try to find, um, I want to take a picture. I'm going to take a video of this facility. It's just, I got to find the right timing, when there's not a lot of traffic, so that I can, um, if there's not a lot of traffic, so I can, not draw a lot of attention to myself. And but I'm telling you, ever since that raid, the farming facilities, the farmland is being totally different. They're putting in pipes for irrigation, and they're, instead of trucking in water, everything. And and I pointed it out before, is that, um, one of the things I mentioned before is, imagine, people talk about food. How much of the California food is actually crops and not marijuana? Uh, that seems to be taken. That seems to be changing. Now, I'm not a very I don't. My dad grew up on a farm, but I don't know that much about crops, so I can't tell you what kind of crops are being grown. But I do know that there are things changing. So on July 10th, siblings Isaiah Carrillo and Virginia Reyes attacked federal officers, threw rocks at law enforcement vehicles, and organized others to throw rocks at federal law enforcement during a targeted enforcement operation in Camarillo, California, which rescued migrant children from potential human trafficking, exploitation, and forced labor at the marijuana facility. HSI Los Angeles subsequently obtained arrest warrants for Carrillo and Reyes and executed the warrant on October 29th. Both Reyes and Carrillo are American citizens and are facing prosecution. Now, look at that guy. Yeah, when they, I mean, I know guys wear beards for all different reasons, but when I see guys with this kind of a beard and this shape, it kind of makes me wonder if they not a person of a certain group. So, and now look at this lady, and she lovely. And HSI was executing this arrest warrant. Reyes posted about ISIS whereabouts on social media, drawing a violent mob that attacked federal law enforcement. Reyes initially fled from law enforcement but turned herself in on October 30th. Law enforcement officers are facing a 1,000% surge in assaults against them and an 8,000% increase in their death threats against them. They are putting their lives on the line to arrest murderers, rapists, and gang members, said Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin. Violent rioter Isaiah, Isaiah Carrillo, arrested by HSI, was part of a violent group called VC Defensa, a network that regularly impedes and obstructs law enforcement. The operation which these violent rioters tried to obstruct resulted in law enforcement rescuing 10 migrant children from potential exploitation, forced labor, and human trafficking. Secretary Noam's message to the rioters is clear: you will not stop us or slow us down. ICE and our federal law enforcement partners will continue to enforce the law. And if you lay a hand on a law enforcement officer, you will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. I mean, think about it. If you are at a traffic stop and you're just, I mean, let's take the whole immigration stuff off the table. You, if you say like you're drunk, you're weaving, you get a DUI. If an officer pulls you over and you get belligerent and you start spitting and cussing and you throw a punch, that's assault of a police officer. How is that any different? If you are impeding, how is that different? Especially when you're throwing rocks, you're throwing, if you got was it not is it pepper spray? Pepper spray, and you're trying to spray it in their faces. That's assaulting an officer. I mean, that's assaulting. That's just plain assault. Forget take the law enforcement out of it. That's still assault. You can do that to a person. That's still assault. So they are committing a crime. So anybody who wants to, man, During Wednesday's attack, HSI arrested a U.S. citizen named Jesus Posadas Espinosa for assault on a federal officer after he was caught hurling rocks at ICE outside Reyes and Carrillo's residence. He was turned over to the custody of the United States Marshal Service. Oh, isn't he a charmer? HSI also encountered and arrested four Mexican illegal aliens at the residence. Go figure. Lorenzo Torribo Lopez, Talio Torribo Lopez, Sergio Ortiz Tenorio, and Victoria Ortiz Tenorio. These illegal aliens' criminal histories include illegal entry and driving under the influence, resulting in bodily injury. The four illegal aliens were turned over to ICE Enforcement and Removal Operations, or ERO, for removal. Since June the 2025, since June 6, 2025, ICE and CBP, or California Border Patrol, arrested more than 7,100 illegal aliens. I mean, just in the Los Angeles area. So, you know what? I said that one of the things I wanted to look into was the whole VC Defensia. All right. All right. Let me take that down. Man, y'all are quiet this morning. Can y'all believe that Thanksgiving is in 3 weeks? Um, let's see. So I saw this. So let's see if it will, if it'll open up. Oh, the I okay. So all right. Let's see. All right. There's that. All right. All right. So we got that. Uh, okay. She said the man called her a derogatory name when she asked why he was in the woman's area. So here's the question. Look at, see. All right, come on. Is there any other? I don't think there are. Oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. Oh, no. No, no, no. Let's see. According to Hyman, the incident occurred when she entered the locker room and noticed a biological male. I, I don't know. Does she look like a female to you? Following her inside. She said the man called her a derogatory name when she asked why he was in the woman's area. Today, he saw me walk into the woman's room, follow me in, and call me a B word. I'm sure it rhymes with a witch. Hyman wrote on social media. I ran out into the locker room crying and screaming. This is why we can't be quiet. People need to know what's happening. Hyman said the police were called and the man was eventually escorted out of the gym, but she was shocked to learn her own membership was revoked soon afterward. Gold's Gym terminated my membership after the man was escorted out by police. Then they had me escorted out by officers afterwards, she said. It was embarrassing. I left, but not before making sure everyone knew they were allowing men in the locker room. The incident reportedly took place at Gold's Gym, Beverly Center, which was recently acquired by EOS Fitness, which stands for oh no, according to Fox 11 Los Angeles. So Hyman's emotional statement. And it's really anybody really believes this last name. That's following the confrontation. Hyman recorded a video from her car describing what had happened and expressing frustration over how she was treated. I just had the worst experience ever at the gym, she said. This is probably happening at gyms across America. Trans women going into women's locker room and not caring how women feel about it. Today I was naked in the locker room. I turned around and there's a man there in boy's clothes, lip gloss, standing there looking at me. I said, Sir, what are you doing here? Goes, Don't talk to me. I'm a woman and I have a right to be here. Hyman said she felt violated and unsafe and was frustrated by the gym's response. The staff told me we can file a report, but what does that even mean? She said. How can you say you want to be a woman but not care how women feel? There's nothing more manly than not caring how women feel. Hyman emphasized she did identify. Here it goes. She identifies as a lesbian and support LGBTQ rights, but this should remain protected. I've been a lesbian my whole life. Her whole life. I mean, what, when you're a baby? I'm not transphobic. I'm not homophobic. I just believe in treating people how I wanted to be treated, she said. Why do you guys think it's okay for men to be in women's locker restroom? Why aren't women making the laws? That's an odd question. Her video has gone viral, sparking a national debate about gender policies in gyms and the safety of women's only spaces. Let's see. And then you got the support. Everyone cancel. She's a hero for sticking up. Good for her. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. If it wasn't for the fact of her Hollywood status, how many of you think that these people would be cheering her on? How many of you think that they're cheering her on? I mean, some of again talking to Chris about the the chats. I just sometimes I just find them so phony that I just like I I can't even I can't even. It's like, really, what do celebrity status? I don't even know who she is, but these people would not, or these people would be even cheering her on. I highly doubt it. So I'm gonna stop that share. But okay. Let's see, where can we go from here? I think I'm gonna go do a. I'm gonna take you down. Let's see. Can I do this? No. All right. I think I'm gonna take that down for a moment, and I have to may have to take a break. Uh, hey, win big. Yeah, I mean, are you saying that if she was let's see, how can I put that? Nah, I'm not even going to go there. So, it, if she wasn't a lesbian, because this situation has come up before, yeah, like I said. It just the hypocrisy. It just kind of drives me up the wall. Okay, I think I don't know if I want to go because I need to take a break. I need to take a little. I need to take a little bitty break. Let me do this. I could do this. I think. All right. When I come back, I'll do something else. All right. Whew. So what this is, I just want to give you a shout out to everybody who is in, and I'm going joining, and they just thank you for joining. This is Deb65 on a wing in a prayer scene on Patriots Soapbox Thursday mornings from um, so. And if somebody in D Live, if you're there, if you're out there, if you can just change my, uh let's see, if you can pass on to any of the other platforms that we are seeing on Patriot Soapbox, I greatly appreciate it. And so, okay, I'm going to have to take a little bitty break, so I gotta find something to play. And I should be right back. Let's see. Let's see. Um, Here, this one I haven't played in a while. So let me get it up. Okay, let me. Of course, I get bots on Twitch. I just realized something. I think Saturday when I was sharing videos on Rumble, I think I forgot to use forgot to make sure I got. All right. All right. And it'll be. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Yep, it looks like I got kicked off a Rumble after all that. Okay. Um, let's see. Yep, it looks like I got kicked off a Rumble. Oh, I know, hot mic. So I see that that woke up some of our listeners on D Live. So good morning, everybody. Good morning, Light Switch and Dream Walking and see Lady Peas. Are you back or did you leave and come back? Anyway, let's see. Where can we go from here? Let's see. I gotta do this real quick, and I think trips. How is everybody this morning? I got about 30 minutes. Um, take you down. I don't know if I want to. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened to the video on that last one because it was the Camp Pendleton one. Um, there is a video, but for some reason it just didn't show up. I got two. I didn't know I had two of those. I don't think. All right. Let's see. Where can I go? You know what? This is really crazy because I will have a video and YouTube takes it down. They mark it. They'll say, "Oh, this could cause a problem. You might want to do something about it." But then it's crazy. YouTube is just taking down any video. It doesn't matter if we have permission to play something. If it's what's crazier is it's military. It's military that is being, and yet they'll take it down and flag it as copyright. Let's see. What did I just get through playing? They just took out Liquid Rock. Oh no, here it is. This one I had. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm going to do this real quick so that I can take some of this down. Yeah. Anyway. Alright. Oh, alrighty. Let's see. Let's see if we could do some more lefties losing it. So, yeah. Huh. Playing words with friends and listening. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. So, and if this is your first time listening out in D Live, Twitch, Rumble, Vaughn, my name is Deb65. I do a show called On Wing and a Prayer with Patriots Soapbox. And I have a show, it's, oh gosh, Thursday mornings from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Eastern. And once I leave and get back into the central time zone, I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to work that out. I mean, the only way I'm going to be able to really do it is if I don't have to get up early in the mornings. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'm just not sure right now. Anyway, I hope you guys are having, and I also have another show on a Wing and Prayer Saturday evenings from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern. Let's see. And let's see. I gotta wait. Right. I'm not going to do it. Alright. I'll wait and see if some others pop up. Ah, here we go. Let me see. Copy link. Alright. Paste and go. Alright, so we got a few minutes, so let's see what the lady with the lefties losing it have to do. Say, I gotta wait till it. All right, hold on a moment. Let me get. Let me see. Oops! Before I do that. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why. It depends on how I do my. I wonder if it has something to do with that. Is the reason why it did not. All right. Let's see. All right.
He was partnering, using an auto pen. How come you don't know who this guy is?
Because he used an the meetings that
A very pleasant chat. Everyone was on their best Now to a woman lose for legitimate reasons if
In the women's locker room. We don't want it. He needs to have his gym membership. Standing there looking at me, I'm butt naked. So the first thing I think is maybe there's a worker in here. Maybe I missed the sign. I say the word sir to say sir. I'm pissed because I'm butt naked. I feel violated. I feel like weird. Like I don't want
Make the point that the Unity and Justice Fund PAC, which is the CARE Super PAC, was the largest.
commentator Brandon Tatum was a police officer. He's now an author.
intent is very, 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 very clear.
Yeah, it looks like Rumble is. Yep, I think I figured out why it doesn't work. Okay, I'm gonna. So, for those of you, if you're on Rumble or Twitch or YouTube, I'm gonna go ahead and take you down. So, thank you for listening on Rumble, and I hope you have a good day because it's not gonna do you any good if you can't see my videos and if you can't hear it. For until next time, until I can do another uh, journey through the Bible or Saturday. And y'all have a good evening, good day, and adjust for your time zone. Signing off on Rumble, and